Live.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, cool. There we are. What is going on, Blurverse, and welcome back to another episode of For the Blurcher. My name is RJ, and I'm joined by the usual suspects, Jay and Trey. What's going on, fellas?
What is happening, y'all? Hey, back in episode 4. I'm excited again, man.
Hey, what's going on? I'm excited. Yeah, the episode was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was a good episode. And joining us, back again for another episode. We've been trying to have him on for a little while, but he finally decided to grace us with his presence. Everybody, welcome Mike from Nerd Guy Productions. What's going on, man?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me on. Because for me, this is the best episode. For me, anyways. Yes. This is the best one.
For sure. Now that y'all mentioned that, let's go ahead and go around and get everybody's... Okay,
peace out.
Well, while we're waiting for Trey, we will go ahead and go around the room and give our initial thoughts. We'll start with our guests. So what did you think of Loki episode 4 overall?
Definitely my favorite by far. It had all the mystery and intrigue that I really liked from the first 2 episodes. Had some great stuff with Mobius. Welcome back. It also, I feel like it wasted the least amount of time. Like, it just continuously kept hitting you with new plot developments and like shifts in the narrative. Really liked it.
For sure. Jay, what'd you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with him because it's just at this point, Marvel's doing a great job just with pausing, for just a little bit in storytelling, and they just throw all this stuff at you in this one episode. There's so much consistency of just like storytelling and just action in this episode, and just it caught your attention, and I think it's the best episode, man.
Yeah,
for sure. Trey, what'd you think of the episode overall? While you were gone, we decided to give our overall opinion of what we thought about episode 4. So what'd you think?
I like the episode overall. There are just every episode, there's just like one specific thing that I just have like a weird issue with, and it's towards the end of the episode. So we'll talk about it then. But I thought it was great. It pushed forward the narrative, and it just kind of made me think of like certain things that I thought were going to happen earlier, and they happened kind of here. So I thought that was really cool.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. For me, this was the best episode overall. I felt they did a really good job of making the episode eventful, because that was my problem with Loki from the beginning. Like, you guys remember, it feels like nothing is happening. But I feel like in this episode, we did get a little bit of reveals. We got a little bit of action. We got a little bit more character development. We got background story. So for me, I feel like this was kind of the best episode because, we learned the most, and we saw a lot of stuff, and some questions were answered and some things were revealed. So like I said, with Loki, we haven't been doing like scene by scene, plot by plot. We've just been kind of talking and having a conversation, kind of going in linear order, but kind of skipping around. So if you guys in the comments have anything you want to add to the conversation, as always, feel free to participate. We love the engagement. We appreciate the engagement. While you're here, don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe so you can be up to date with everything that we put out concerning the FTB. So with that being said, you're ready to get into it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So we have the opening scene where Ravonna, we kind of see the background story of Ravonna and Ravonna. That's what
Ravonna. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
You can just call her that asshole if you want to. That works for me.
She was
really, I do not like her. After this episode, I'm like, you suck, dude.
Yeah, she's really trash. Like, she showed her true colors this episode for real. I wasn't feeling it.
I bet that they try to give us a sympathetic backstory, though. Like, I have a reason too. The whole thing, she let the young Loki go. She made a choice right there. I'll bet there's a big reason for it, and that's going to be here's why you don't hate her, but I don't know, man.
See, they always do that.
Her comments in this episode, I was like, fuck you.
But you know what I noticed too? I felt like for you to be a TVA agent, your reaction time was really slow because by the time she picked up the temp pad and opened it, you could have ran over that. I feel like that was a little bit of laziness.
She could have definitely stopped her. I think. I hope so. I hope it's not one of those like, oh yeah, she got away. I'm like, you let her get away, but I think that's what they're doing. So.
No, she literally stood there and was like, whoa, next case, she's right here. And then just let her go. Like she didn't even try. But we got to see kind of like, the origin of them taking Silvie away and, what her beef is with her. Because I'm pretty sure, she got like reprimanded pretty heavy for letting, a variant go. And, especially when you look at over time, how much havoc that has wreaked within the TVA, the timeline in general. As we learned later on in the episode, Silvie was kind of, out there on her own and they were really chasing her down. So what do you guys think of Ravonna and Sylvie's relationship and how that kind of relates to the TSA, Trey? TVA.
It is weird. I do feel like she kind of just let her go because she took the thing and Ravonna just was like, oh, my temp pad's gone. And then she just turned around and didn't really even kind of try to even go get it. She just let her walk through the portal and that was it. I think their relationship is a little kind of interesting though, because when Silvie kind of asked later in the episode, what was my Nexus event? What did I do to be put here? She was just like, don't remember.
That was the moment I was like,
really childish.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
that was so cruel to tell her that. I'm like, you could have just said it. But you just want to be an asshole.
You're about to kill her. So why not just tell her?
Yeah. Like what
that was screwed up.
What do
you think about that? We say, Trey?
I was just gonna say, like, what's the damage of telling her? Nothing.
Yeah, at this point, like what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Jay? What did you think of everything?
Well, so it's hard with me because I feel like Ravonna Renslayer is scared of something on the other side.
She better be scared of me.
You hate Ravonna as much as I hate those damn twins from WandaVision.
What was wrong with the twins?
Look, here's the thing. RJ, those are RJ's kids, and he doesn't understand that he needs to take care of them.
1, 2, 3, 9, 8.
RJ hates.
I'll take care of them. Shit.
Y'all can have them. I'll take Ravonna over those twins any day.
I have a feeling Kid Loki is going to be more annoying than those two were, though.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's hard because, like, I think, besides being scared of you, I think that she is scared of something else. That's why she's acting the way she is. But, I mean, yeah, we all don't really like her. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of her either, but I think there's something deeper with her, like, doing all this kind of, like, unnecessary, unorthodox stuff. Like, I don't get why she's trying to, like, keep all these secrets, It's just, like, the way she was talking about certain stuff, which we'll get into a little bit. But, I mean, I don't know. Ravonna Renslayer is an interesting character. So
she just seems really petty, to me. I just I don't know. I feel like she's always hiding something. She's always, I'm not a real big fan of her at all. What did you think? We know what you think, Mike. We know you can't stand her, but what did you think about this first opening scene with her being a trash bag?
I thought it was great because it made it clear to me that Ravonna specifically has that connection with. She's right,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Flo. It's
okay.
Because RJ needs to stop disrespecting those kids. But anyway, Mike,
that's right. That's right.
Go ahead. Proceed.
Hey,
I thought it was cool that they had that connection. I thought Ravonna was just some bureaucrat in the business, and she just wanted to take care of the current case, but it's very personal to her, obviously. And I want to know why she let her go, because she let her go, and I don't really see why she would, unless she wanted to spare Silvie, I'm guessing, the fate that she has or something along those lines. I don't know. I have no idea. Or maybe Kang just straight up told her, like, hey, if you let her go, it's going to create some crazy shit. You got to make it happen.
That's
Do you guys think she knows she's a variant? Because I feel like she knows more than what the average TSA.
Yeah, I think she knows.
Because she's trying to keep all these secrets, as I was mentioning earlier. It's just like we'll talk about in the next scene, but the way when she had that conversation with Mobius, she was just kind of like, why are you so worried about it? Why are you asking all these questions? Why, Michael? Like, please don't come hurt me, Michael. I'm sorry, but why are you asking all these questions? So that's just my thing,
Yeah.
And I was speaking for you, Michael, saying like,
yeah,
you go kick her butt where you want to.
I am. If Sylvie doesn't kill her in that next episode, she better watch her ass.
Oh man.
She definitely got on everybody's bad side, in this episode. I thought she was like upper management before, and I kind of had a weird feeling, a funny feeling about her. But to me, this episode kind of really drew the line on what side she's on, and I feel like there's no way I could root for her now. But I do think you're right. I do think we're going to get some sort of a sad backstory. They're going to show her life before the TVA took her, and things like that. And who knows what they'll do to kind of try to get the audience on their side to kind of humanize a villain, because that's what they did to Loki with this whole series. This whole series humanized Loki and made you not hate Loki as much. Because I don't know. I never was like anti-Loki, but now I'm kind of like on the side where I'm saying like, okay, I see why he's the way he is. He's a loser, and that's why he's the way he is.
Yeah, I agree. This series has definitely made me actually root for Loki, not just kind of tolerate him, which is different. I know some people have been fans of his, like, from the first Thor movie, just because they love Tom Hiddleston so much. But yeah, this is what really did it for me. And I have a theory, now that you said that, I'll bet the life she comes from was trash. Like, she was super abused, super poor, something like that, and that's why she's okay with being a variant. She's like, well, this is way better than what I came from. That's my best bet. I'll put money in that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
I was gonna say, RJ, do not give this man a temp pad, because if Michael gets a temp pad, he might do something that But
I won't confirm if that's true or not. Like,
that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a great episode. There's a lot going on as far as the movement into what we're gonna know about this timeline, and possibly some references in the future. But let's talk about the escape from Lamentis. So they're pretty much back on that Doom planet. And there's just a lot going on, man, because they had that little love talk relationship, with the two of each other, trying to just figure out that they're both Lokis and that, they're destined for failure, right? And when they're destined for failure, they know that they're never going to get what they want, maybe for a certain amount of time, but they're fit to survive, as they were mentioning. So, and you kind of see like,
are they though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like Thor talking to Hulk in Ragnarok, saying like, Banner's, useless. It's like, but yeah. So I just think that with this scene, it's just kind of that love aspect they tapped on, and they got brought back into the TVA. And the thing is still like Trey keeps bringing this up over and over again. We still don't know where the TVA is at. We don't know what's going on, and this Nexus event, and it's just something's just not right. So I want like your thoughts, Mike. We'll go to you first on this one. So obviously, there's no powers. You can't use magic in the TVA. But do you think that they're gonna find a way out of this, or do you think that they're exactly where they need to be in this situation?
I mean, I've been trying to think of how they're going to end the show, like with the downfall of the TVA or Loki running the TVA. I feel like it has to end one way or the other. I mean, they're doing season 2. My guess is Loki's going to end up running the TVA or being high up in the ranks of the TVA. It's kind of what I'm thinking we're leading towards. So I suppose in a way they are in the right place. Like they're kind of where they need to be, because I think the TVA thing is going to continue on into season 2. I mean, maybe season 1 is about the TVA. Season 2 is a totally random, different adventure that doesn't involve time travel, but that's such a staple of this particular show. I think they're going to continue that. So that's what I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's just so much we're going to see, especially it got announced for a season 2. So this show is going to like be the timeline for everything pretty much. RJ, what do you think? Do you think just with, them coming back, being captured by TVA, do you think Loki and Sylvie are exactly where they need to be at? Do you think that this is not the way it's supposed to go?
I don't know. There's so many factors contributing to that. I do want to bring up though, because you had mentioned like the whole Lamensis thing or whatever, when they were on the planet and we were trying to figure out how they were going to get off the planet last show. And so I'm sorry, that's incest to me. That's incest. Because I was like, okay, is it masturbation or is it incest? Yeah, it's more on the lines of incest to me, and it's just gross and it was weird, and I felt really uncomfortable watching him fall in love with himself, because even if you think about it, they share half DNA at least. Like that makes them your sister. It was just nasty to me. So I don't know. That's one thing I wanted to point out. I don't know. It was grossed out to me.
It did not bother me for some reason. I was like,
I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it. It was like, I didn't think about that, but I mean, that's a good point. I mean, it didn't bother me. I was just like, do y'all really like each other? Like, y'all are both bad.
It was weird to me, like
not always bad.
Was like dragging him in the thing. I was like, yo, it is weird. I know they're not siblings or whatever, but it's just like, ew. It seems like, I don't know. I felt like they had like a brother sister vibe.
You just saw it and you were like,
ugh. Like, ugh. Yeah, in my mind, I had like a brother sister like buddy vibe, and then he was like talking to her, and I was like,
During that moment, you're just, what are you, gay?
Well, it's kind of like having your own clone and just throwing a wig on them,
I don't know. She's like so different from Loki's, in my opinion, that it really doesn't like cross my mind that they're even variants of each other most of the time. Like, she's more like Thor than Loki, honestly. Although I guess genetically speaking, they're like,
and I think that's what I was getting at. The scientists,
whatever.
The scientists was looking at
testing their blood every time they're about to like hang out. No, I don't care.
I don't know, but that's how I was looking at it. I was looking at it from a genetic standpoint. I was like, they got the same genes, so it's weird.
I don't disagree with that. No, I mean you answered it, because it's just like, you're the same person, pretty much. Like, you're gonna stab each other in the back, like both of you. But
that's what makes it fun.
Exactly.
Don't you want a little spice in your life?
Hey,
I want these normal, stable relationships. Fuck that. I want someone I know I can't trust.
I was like, are they from Asgard or Alabama? It's like, it's just weird.
From both?
It's weird to me.
Mike,
which is funny because the C-20 actually is from Alabama. That's kind of funny.
It is, for real. Hey, Mike, if all fails, just do a flip.
Do a flip. Did anyone do a flip in this episode? I don't think so. That's why Mobius and Loki died.
Well, that's why he's getting his butt kicked, because he doesn't know how to do a flip. Anyway,
I'll get there.
Right. What do you think about this whole scene, man? Do you think that they're exactly where they need to be at, or do you think that this is not where they need to be?
I don't know, man. it's kind of interesting because where they are in this area is causing this Nexus event, and we don't really know what the Nexus event is. Like, is it them causing it, being together, falling in love with their? It's a subliminal message of self-love. That love yourself. That's what you got to do.
They really about to love on themselves, all right. Ugh.
I'm pretty sure that's what the Nexus event is, though. Like, as soon as they both realize, like, oh shit, I think I love you. I think that's what caused it.
So incest saved them.
It's not incest.
That is incest.
They're not brother and sister.
They're not having babies.
But RJ does bring up a good point. I mean, I'm 50-50 on it because, like, yeah, I can see that, but then it's like I just hate both of them.
Let's ask everybody in the comments: do you think this is incest or masturbation?
Okay,
So
all I'm saying is I'm cool with it, but the moment you have to the moment you say the words like it's not incest, you do already have a problem. You have to clarify that. So
yeah,
fair point. I'm still cool with it. When they kiss on this show, I'm gonna be like, "Woo!" So
yeah,
I'm waiting for that, and I'll know that you're watching it at the same time. Just
he already gonna get a text from him and be like, "Did you see that?"
I'm like, no, we're not going live. Like, that's it. Show's over.
That was the finale. That was it.
Oh yeah. The finale's gonna be crazy. But Trey, my man, do you want to talk about? I know you want to talk about this, the Mobius and the interviews Lokii when they get back.
Yes. So this is kind of cool because this is the first time Mobius sees Loki after they both escaped. They get back and Mobius is just like, you're just like a backstabber, dude. I don't like you. And Loki's like, I don't like you. You've been lied to the whole time. Aliens, wizards, and androids. Yep.
Yo.
unless it's a super soldier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the one show that he's not right on was his own.
Basically.
True.
I can't predict nothing.
So right before Mobius throws Loki into this kind of hilarious, sad time loop prison thing, he's just like, the TVA is lying to you. Mobius like, whatever, bye. And then I feel like this is kind of when Mobius kind of starts to question stuff, because he's like,
Yeah.
that kind of, to me, that sounded like the most genuine thing Loki has ever said to Mobius, and I feel like in Mobius's shoes, he saw that too. So he goes to Ravonna, yeah. He goes to her, and he's like kind of asking these questions, like, what's going on with C20? And she's like, oh, she's dead. Don't ask any more questions about it. She's dead. He's like, what? She was just fine. What's going on with that?
Right.
He's like, she's dead. She was quickly on fine. She's dead. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He's like, okay, I guess.
Sure.
So whatever. And then he goes to B12. Is that her name? B12
No.
vitamins?
15.
God.
B15. You can't disrespect Wumi Mosako like that. It's B15.
Too many numbers. Too many numbers.
It really is, though. I couldn't remember her name at the end of the episode either.
But then what's interesting is she asked if Loki said anything, and Mobius says, well, the TVA is lying to us. And I feel like this is another instance of when Mobius is kind of like, why is that weird to you too? Because she had a reaction like, because she was controlled in the second episode. So she saw, some memories of her past self. So I thought that was very interesting. And then she goes to interrogate Miss Silvie and interrogate when she really takes her to, this event, and Android 17 takes her to this event and shows her memories. And I thought that was really cool because now this is probably, well, not the first person, but the first person outside of Ravonna who like truly knows that they're a variant. And she's like, I looked happy and all of that. So I kind of have a question. What do y'all think she saw? What do y'all think B-15 saw? I'm gonna start with you, Mike.
I have no idea. I actually didn't even really think about it.
It's a good question.
All I know is that line when she said, "I looked happy," and that like broke my heart. Actually, I was like, "Oh, that's really sad." Holy shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, she said she was happy, so she must have lived a pretty normal life. I've seen theories that everyone in that division are all from the 90s, which is why Mobius is like obsessed with jet skis and he's always drinking 90s soda.
Yeah.
So maybe B-15, Casey, Mobius, all of them really are from somewhere in the 90s. From what I can tell, they all seem to have pretty good lives.
I totally forgot about Casey just this moment.
I mean, he had that other 90s drink in the second episode, which is why people are like, oh, maybe that's something, or maybe it's just a 90s reference. I don't know. All the Lovecraft Country references. That's nice.
It definitely could be a thing, though, because I haven't even noticed that until you said that. It kind of makes sense, you know. In the 90s, what's cooler than a jet ski?
Yeah.
I mean, even now, jet skis are pretty dope. I ain't even gonna lie. They're pretty dope.
They're all right. Everyone's like, jet skis. Like, I don't know. They're fun.
I would ride one.
I flew off of one, so I have a little bit of a, like...
That's why you don't like them.
There's the answer.
They're fun until you fly off, and it's really easy to.
Sounds about right.
You just whip
a Ferrari. Yeah. We can't afford that. We're not even monetized yet, so baby steps.
I wouldn't even want a Ferrari. Fuck all that. Just give me a Tesla.
That'll
be my high-end car.
Not make noise when I drive. That's all I want.
Alexa.
Right?
That's all I want.
Lexuses, they're nice.
RJ, what are you thinking, brother? What do you think B-15 might have seen in her happy mood?
Whatever she saw was, I don't know. I feel like being that she saw herself and she saw herself in a life that she was happy and, you know, she was good in. I feel like it breaks her heart that, imagine having a life that you're completely happy with and someone takes you away to basically sign you up in the military forcibly. You know, you have no choice, you have no option. And where she's at, you know, she does her job, well, she's probably miserable. And as we know, there's no end to the TSA. It's ongoing. Time works differently there. So, you know, who knows how long she's been there. And, you know, her seeing that she was torn away from her life, I feel like that probably is maybe she had like kids, maybe she had a family. And I think that might be what broke her heart. And I think Blurred Up had said something about B-15 leading a rebellion against the TVA. And I really do believe that, you know, she's going to be the one to kind of like, yo, like, we got to do something about this because she showed up. Now, okay, also she had no hit points or something? They hit her like twice and then she was out.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that was just an obvious, like, we need to get her out of this fight scene. They should have done something a little cooler.
They should have like stomped her or something. Like there was no, they literally like was like bow, and she was gone.
I'm just glad she didn't get pruned. I was like, okay, she's not dead, so that's good. But she also only threw a sword.
But damn, like she like, I don't know. It just reminded me like a fire type versus a grass type. It just was. You know, it was too quick for me.
That does make me question something about the show as a whole, because both Lokis are technically gods. We've seen that their strength level is like higher than Captain America's technically, but they seem to be fighting like normal people on this show and actually like getting their asses kicked sometimes. So I'm wondering, like, one, are the people in the TVA like souped up? Because I'm getting the impression that they're not. And if that's the case, then on Lamentis, were those other humans that they were fighting, were they souped up kind of humans? Because they were also getting their asses kicked by them. So I'm a little confused about that whole thing. I'm like, are they not actually super strong? They just have like magic powers? Or
I think Sam just told everybody how to fight, and that's why can't nobody fight.
And Sam can fight. Leave him alone.
Sam can't fight. Sam can do flips.
That is fighting.
It's
cool fighting.
And no damage will come to him because of his flips.
Yep. Can't lose the fight if you can't get hit. Lesson number one in and boxing.
Physically. Head movement.
Good head movement.
Just sitting there with his shield, like,
Yeah,
come on.
for real, man. He getting his reps in.
You know, Mike, I think you bring up a very good point because they are gods and not even like just like kind of lame gods that you just hear about randomly. They're like main gods of
Yeah.
Norse mythology. Like they know how to fight. They've been in wars and stuff like that. So, you know, it is definitely
Yeah.
like what is their kind of power level in the show, because it looks like it's less than what has been previously shown in movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Less
But-
and more, because he did reverse time on a building, which I'm like, how did you do that?
This shit was stupid.
God damn it. That's right there. That's why he's getting his ass kicked by humans, because he doesn't know how to do it.
He can't do a flip.
I'm telling you, he's gonna do a flip in this season at some point, and when he
Oh my
does,
God.
that'll be the moment he does some badass shit. He'll do a
That-
flip and then like
that was really funny.
Mike, I'm gonna send you a
reverse two
DM.
buildings.
I'm gonna send you a DM and like a meme of like Loki doing a flip and be like, and do the same thing you would do to RJ. I'll be like, did you see that?
It's funny. I was thinking about that the other day. Weirdly enough, I'm like, has he ever done a flip? And there's one time in Ragnarok where he like flips. So I was like, okay, he knows how to do it.
He knows how to do it.
He
but
just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say
Saving
the
it.
first
He's
Avengers
saving it for-
sure did.
before emergencies.
Yeah,
Maybe he flipped an aim game and we didn't see it.
I didn't see that. I saw a death in that.
I'm saying Infinity War, he was out faster than anybody else, which is why I still get a kick out of it whenever they're like, we don't die. I'm like, I very clearly remember you dying
Yeah.
Now,
and not coming back, by the way. So rethink that.
but Jay, what
I
are you
wanna-
thinking?
Okay, I see it.
So I'm hearing that y'all talk about stuff because there is definitely, I agree with Mike, there's a big hole in this. So I mean, I'll probably bring up some speculation because I'm just, it's Marvel, so why not? What if, going back to WandaVision, maybe, I mean, this may sound, crazy, but what if, she was one of those people in that small town that happened to like get her mind wiped, and then one of the TVA agents somehow like came to get her, and because all of them got their minds wiped and all that. But I mean, again, we don't know. There's not too much speculation because we don't know what age she was. Because she did say, "I look happy," but I mean, how long ago was that? That could have been yesterday. She got her mind wiped. So I mean, maybe she was one of those people in the town that got her mind wiped in WandaVision, and somehow some agent, I don't know, for some reason, it was like they felt some kind of force, which could have been Agatha or Vision or something like that, and like the TVA agent or Mephisto and got the wrong.
It's not jumped on that one again, please.
And people will take advantage of the weak or like mutants or variants or whatever, because as we all know now, I mean, spoilers, everyone's a variant. So I mean, that's just speculation, though. So I mean, that it could have been something like that, but for the most part, I mean, that's all I got, man, because I really do not know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
This show is one of the things where it's like you kind of have to go with the flow, but you kind of want to predict at the same time. I saw Brogy had said in the comments, we still haven't talked about that damn random telekinesis that happened with that building in the last episode, and I was hoping that's one of the answers that we got, in this episode, but I guess we won't know, because I guess maybe that's something that that they're not gonna address. Maybe something that we just kind of just have to suspend our disbelief and accept.
Yeah,
But,
I don't think they're going to explain that one.
They're not going to explain that, and I'm kind of okay with it, but I'm kind of not, because I feel like if he could move a building like that, what is his power scale? It kind of threw me off.
Yeah, I'm
weird.
assuming it's just a telekinesis thing, because it's like the second episode when he, in the fight with Sylvie when she was possessing the other dude, the one after Randy, he like pulled something from one of the shelves. It's like a shield for a second. So I was like, okay, so he's got telekinesis. Just didn't realize he could lift a whole building doing that.
Yeah.
Also, that was, I don't know. My biggest issue with that is I'm like, if you can do that, then like, what are you doing? Why are you punching people?
Yeah.
Just throw them across the room.
All you gotta do is just use your mind and just like throw someone, like you said,
Yeah.
8 miles away. But I don't know.
I hope they address it, but I don't think they will.
Yeah.
The show will appear at the Squirrel Girl movie to troll us all. That's funny as hell.
I don't want them to make Squirrel Girl. I really hope that doesn't actually happen.
I don't think that'll happen. That's how you're gonna fit that concept into Marvel. I mean, Marvel can do anything, but
I was gonna say that's what people said about Ant-Man, and then they're like, "Oh, everyone loves Ant-Man now."
Yeah.
I'm so afraid they're gonna be like, "All right, it's Squirrel Girl's time to shine." I'm like,
yeah.
fucking don't.
Apparently, she's the strong.
Yeah, there's a lot of Squirrel Girl fans out there, and I'm not like a biggest Squirrel Girl fan, but I mean, she did kick Thanos' butt. So
See, that is one of my biggest issues. I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you control squirrels.
right?
What?
How? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Marvel.
Oh yeah. We say?
I said she's
I was just
Squirrel
saying, I don't. Oh, sorry.
Girls.
Shayna said it's like when the Wonder Woman, and the invisibility out of nowhere. That kind of irritated me in 1984.
At least in that, there's like a precedent in the comics for it, though. You're like, all right, there's an invisibility jet. It's a weird explanation, but like
The way they did it.
Yeah, the way they did, like Jay's right. The way they executed it was just weird. It was like, did I tell you about this one time when I had learned this technique on a mug? Let's try it on this jet that's moving.
Yeah.
Like none of it made any sense.
Yeah, that we operated automatically because we just know how to drive jets from 1984, from 1919 or 1942.
You tell me the technology hasn't changed at all between those time periods?
That didn't really bother me because I'm like, it's like an action movie. Shit like that happens all the time. But if they had just set up earlier in that movie, like the opening scene was her like making a mug go invisible, I would have accepted it a lot more. I would have been like, okay, so she's been practicing this. It's something new, whatever. But it did just kind of come out of nowhere. So I was like, okay.
It was really weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like this show has a lot of weird things to it. Time travel, variants, magic, infinity stones inside of a drawer. So it's definitely something that we're gonna have to like kind of pay attention to and hope they explain stuff, and whatever they don't explain, we're just gonna have to accept as part of the continuity of the Marvel universe. Now my whole thing is like, since we have seen telekinesis now, I feel like they do need to keep that up and have him, utilize that more in battle, because he can't fight.
Yeah.
He was getting jumped. He was calling for help for Silvie and stuff like that. So I think they should utilize the telekinesis a little bit more. But so let's fast forward or whatever. No, not fast. We kind of went through everything else already. But so
you want me to take this one, RJ? You got this one.
Yeah. I think
this is the last scene. It's pretty much the last scene because we got a lot to talk about in this last scene.
Yeah, because I think Trey just went, so I think it's on me now. But so we see Loki and Sylvie in the TVA, and the timekeepers, and they take Sylvie and Lokii, and they're going upstairs. Excuse me. And we talked about this earlier when they talked about Sylvie wanted to know what her Nexus event was, and just Ravonna just being garbage. It was like, I didn't remember. Yeah. So the elevator opens up, and we see three entities, which we I guess they are the timekeepers, and they asked the timekeepers to kind of like the timekeepers ask Loki and Sylvie to kind of explain themselves, and then if they have anything to say for themselves. And I don't know, the timekeepers were kind of low key like mad aggressive. Like I really felt like, yo, y'all are coming out your mouth kind of slick. Like let's you here, let's bring it down here. Like you're a little reckless with your mouth. And so they start talking and shit pops off, because when you talk, now we got to fight.
Shit get hit.
RJ, I can just see you going to the timekeepers and be like, "What you say to me?" And just
like I'm sorry. What did you say?
Yeah.
And then I walk into the timekeepers and then boom, and then I come back like this. Glasses all crooked.
Like, what'd they say to you? Too much. They said too damn much.
And then I would send Mike a text like, "Did you see that?"
They smacked his glasses cooking. But so they start popping off at the mouth, and so B-15 comes up, to save the day, and she lets them out of their little collar thing, and everybody starts battling and fighting, and then like we said earlier, B-15 just catches a two-piece, and then she's like out. I don't know. She's gone. I don't know, but for somebody who acts so tough and who has all in his mouth, you sure went down kind of quick. I don't know. I just it was weird to me.
3 times now, actually.
Yeah.
She lost to Loki, she lost to Sylvie, and now she lost to just her own dudes, I guess.
Shit.
She better get a fight where she beats some ass, because far.
I bet she's not gonna be able to give nobody no order yet anymore or whatever. Like she's gonna be like, hey, go over there and check it out. They're gonna be like, oh, or what?
You're like, do you remember that little and then you run right down? Shut up.
Like, you go do it. But so what did you guys think of this final final scene? And we see Loki gets pruned. Man, that broke my heart. I was like, wait a minute, isn't it his show? I don't know, it was weird. Like I was scared. Yeah, my heart jumped when I saw him go. But so what did you guys think of this scene right here? We'll start with Trey.
So talking about the pruning, I didn't think that it actually killed them the minute I saw Mobius get pruned, because I was like, I don't think they're really dead now. Because before I was like, yeah, they just disintegrated, they're dead. But the minute they did Mobius, I was like, he's not dead, they're coming back. But in this scene, this is kind of what I didn't really like about the episode. I feel like the action scenes in this show just looks so lame to me. Like, it looks like kids are playing pretend on the playground. Stop, and then they'll be like, ha ha, this is and blah blah blah, and then they'll stop and pause, and then some more action, then it's like stops, come on, come at me, and I'm just like, it's okay. It's more a dialogue show for me.
I agree with that, Trey.
Get that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't fully agree, but I agree that the fight in this episode, I was like a little weak.
Yeah. It was just
I thought the third episode was great when it came to its action scenes.
Yeah, this one was more focused on the dialogue than the action scenes. I think that they're trying to get not to the point, but just trying to explain this last end part. But
yeah,
but
the fight was adequate though. I was like, okay,
yeah, it was fine, but I wasn't a big fan of it.
I feel you.
But when they showed the timekeepers, I was like, RJ was right. This is a Wizard of Oz type thing. Yep. These dudes aren't real, because I was like, none of these look like Kang, so none of them are real. That's where my head went. I was like, none of these dudes are Kang. They're fake. This is a Wizard of Oz type thing. But yeah, when Loki got pruned, I was like, damn, that was kind of like an intense moment. He was about to confess his love to Silvie.
Oh, no. It was cute. Leave him alone.
It was disgusting. Not on my Christian Disney Plus.
I thought it was sweet. I never seen him all tongue-tied like that before. And I was like, oh,
this is fucking weird.
Falling in love with himself. That's adorable.
Self-love.
Oh, man.
No. I had the opposite reaction you did, though. When they killed Mobius, I thought they really killed him. I was like, the fuck just happened? And then when they got Loki, I was like, maybe not. Wait, I was very confused. I was like, are they really going to make this a Sylvie show? Like, only about Sylvie? Oh. And then, I thought for a moment that was the direction they were going, but then they hit me with the mid credit. I was like, oh. But then as soon as you see Loki too, you're like, well, that means Mobius ain't dead. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think Mobius saw in his Mobius verse?
I think he got taken to the same place Loki did. I think that's just where all pruned things go, is my guess.
I saw a jet ski.
Did you really?
I did. No, I'm just saying, just like in general. I saw his vision as like, you know, on a jet ski and ride away from like some, or ride next to some dolphins or something.
This, I want to touch on this.
Perfectly agree with it as well.
Yeah,
I said that before it happened. I'm like, one of you's gonna die. Stop talking.
Somebody's not knocked out. And the second I thought it, when Loki turned around to confess his love for his genetic sister, I was like, something's gonna
I'm clicking out of here. Goodbye.
I said something's gonna happen, and sure enough, like, because I don't understand that. Like, okay, I feel like, but I get certain things have to happen in order to drive the plot forward. But I just wish that the writers would be a little bit more clever in how they write things. You know, maybe they could have stabbed her and thought she was dead and she wasn't, but to literally just knock her out and get up like, huh, job's done. Like, if that was me, I would have got up and I would have pruned her. You know, like, okay, I knocked you out, and let me go ahead and get rid of you. Like, I just don't see what the point was in not double tapping. Just with anybody, I don't know. I never understood that with Marvel shows and like that, especially when you have characters that will kill and characters that won't kill. I feel like Silvie is one of them characters that should be one of the characters that does not mind killing.
Yeah, that's true. Although it is kind of a good thing she didn't, just because she's finally going to be able to get the answers, which is why she might not have killed her in the first place. She's like, all right, she's knocked out. I'll, probe her memories here in just a minute. Still a bad choice.
Also, I want to, when they were battling, I had to laugh because, like, you ever see Loki like call for the sword, and it's like the slowest throw ever, and like the most like girliest catch ever. He's like, I don't know.
You tried catching a sword and make it look cool. It's not so easy.
You did hit. I feel you, RJ. I feel you.
Not
everyone fight choreography.
I think the show could probably benefit from a better choreographer. Because that was one thing Falcon and the Winter Soldier did like extremely well. I thought its fight scenes were really intense.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
And I think with the reason why it's not hitting like Falcon and Winter Soldier is because I feel like Falcon and Winter Soldier was very combat versus combat. Here we have like medieval versus like combat, and I don't think the styles mesh well together, and that's why it looks kind of like slow and clunky, because you have somebody who's swinging a sword and then you have somebody who's throwing a punch, and it just looks really, really like they're almost working against each other. The two styles really don't work well together, and that's probably what's going on.
That could definitely be it.
Yeah. So what did you guys think of the wait, did I go get everybody? Did I get you, Jay?
I think Mike's next. Did you want to say some more things?
I lost track.
I really liked the ending sequence. I'm still kind of on the fence with the Wizard of Oz thing, just because I think it makes sense with the story. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's exactly the Wizard of Oz. That's, in my opinion, a little too much of a ripoff of it. I'm like, it's really distracting me how much that's Wizard of Oz. But I still think it does work with the narrative. So I'm like, I don't hate it. It's just, I think it could have been a little better. Yeah. But if it's Kang who's behind this, then I don't care if it's Wizard of Oz, because that's fucking awesome.
Agreed. So where do you guys think, where do they go from here? Because you have to think that was her only plan. Her plan was to, get up to the elevators and kill the timekeeper. So now that she knows the androids, like what does she do? What does she do now?
I mean, she'll have to probe her memories, right? Like, there's no other, like, she's not going to tell her what she wants to know. Yeah. She's probably going to have to, like, force it out of her. So I'm assuming she's going to be doing that while Loki's trying to find his way back. But I'm assuming it's going to be one of those things where it's like, well, you can't. Like, otherwise, none of these other pruned things would have come back either. So they'll have to be some way out of that prune world, as someone put it. I don't know how, but I'm guessing he's going to be there for the rest of the season. Like, he probably won't get back to the TVA till the finale.
The Pruneverse, yeah.
I guess that's only one episode then. So yeah, I think next episode is going to be him trying to get out of there. In the 5th episode, he will. Or the 6th, I mean.
Yeah, the finale. Yeah.
So I do want to say a couple more things though, because I didn't get to actually answer your question, RJ. So this my thoughts on this last part is so bear with me on this. So I think the timekeepers, I mean, that really didn't surprise me. First off, I was just like, I wasn't really worried about the timekeepers in the show. I was like, kind of like background characters to me. It's just like, even the comics, they're not really that big. So I was like, whatever's going to happen. So it didn't really surprise me that they're robots. It was just kind of like, yeah, I can see that. And it does have that Wizard of Oz feel to back up, Mike and Trey on that, because, think about it. Loki's the guy with, or is the Scarecrow, the one who's Scarecrow has no brain, right? Or is it the heart? No, Tin Man has no heart. And that's, pretty much Silvie. She has no heart. She doesn't care about anybody. And then you got, the three, timekeepers and all that doing their thing. But I also think that with this last part, I wanted to, Michael said something interesting that he thought, with Mobius being pruned. So if you kind of look at these episodes, when they use these prune sticks, they have like these settings on it and they kind of like adjust them, right? And I think there's settings that you can adjust either to like kill or to like vaporize or send them to another part of like the timeline or somewhere else. Because here's the thing, Mike, check me out on this. I'm gonna pick at your brain a little bit. And I want to see what you have to say after this. I think that when Renslayer was talking to Mobius, when after Lokii and Mobius came back from the loop with Lady Sif and all that, which is funny. But besides tacking on to that Norse mythology aspect, what happened with Renslayer is that I think what she did is that, if you notice, she said, hey, meet me, like she told the guards, like, just meet me by the elevator. I'll be there in just a little bit. And after that, she just kind of turned around, just like, all right, I'm going to do this. And then she just did it. But I think she did that for a reason. It was a tactic to distract them, to like let them know that, like, oh yeah, Mobius is really dead, but he's not dead. Because again, I was mentioning those settings on the prune sticks that they adjust anytime they like vaporize somebody or prune them, pretty much. So I think that she set an option to where, maybe I could be wrong, to where it sent him to that land where Loki's at, or somewhere else on a jet ski. I don't know, but I think that it has to do something with that. I think she was not trying to kill him, because Mobius is Renslayer's favorite, as you can tell, and she did not want to kill him. So I think there's something that she did that on purpose for a reason. But what do y'all think?
One problem I have with that. She's not the one who pruned him, technically. Like, she looked away and had one of her men do it. So unless she told him to do that, then I don't think she planned for that. I don't know if she knows that they get sent somewhere.
I don't think they know. Her reaction tells me that they don't know. They don't, and the fact that it's called prune, because prune means to take away, to remove. Like when you prune a plant, like you're removing the dead, whatever. So I feel like the whole terminology with it being pruning, they think they're killing people.
That's a good, interesting concept. Yeah, I like that. Because I mean, it's just so interesting, like how she made them leave that room in that scene.
Thanks, AK Watch.
And also, it's just like with this whole scene overall, I thought it was just great. And like, I love how they ended the episode with her just saying like, kill me. And she's like, nah, you gonna answer all my questions. And that's just the perfect way to end that, because there's nothing else that needs to be said after that. And I think, again, I was telling you this, Michael, that I think that, there's going to be a point where when she confesses in the last few episodes, we might hear that Kang reference. It's like, who's really behind all this? It's not the timekeepers. It's not Loki. It's not Mobius. Who is it? And then she'll finally be like, Kang. Something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. Do a flip.
Do a flip. Just give me more Jonathan Majors, god damn it.
Yeah. But that's all I got to say about that. I like this episode. I love it, man.
Yeah, dang, it was something you said I wanted to elaborate on. I can't remember. They went in and out of my head just like that.
Was it about Renslayer, or was it about the Lady Sif stuff in the loop?
No, like just the fireworks started going off in my background and it just went out of my head.
That's about right.
It's not even 4th of July yet.
I know. Y'all be safe out there, man. Y'all be safe.
They're already starting. They're already starting in the South. Yeah. So cool. But yeah, so Overall, what do you guys give this episode 1 out of 5? We'll start with Trey. What do you give it?
I'm gonna give it.
I know what you're gonna give it.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
I knew it.
Oh, that's actually higher than I thought. Never mind.
I was gonna go with 3 point something, but I was like, nah, I liked it all together, so I'll give it a 4.
Yeah. Okay. Mike, would you give it?
4.5 out of 10. I thought it was really, really good.
Okay. Cool. Out of 10 or out of 5?
Or 5 out of 5. Sorry.
I was gonna say, damn, did you hate it?
4.5 out of 100. Didn't like it at all.
Your ratings are all messed up.
Right? Yeah. What about you, Jay? What do you give it?
I give it a 5 out of 5, man. I just, bringing back that Lady Sif magic, bringing back like all this other, like, not references, just like this, the story, in this episode. And there's a lot to unfold. I just, it was great, man. I love it. And the last scene, I'll just say this. I mean, I love seeing all the Lokis from the comics in that last scene with the Avengers Tower in the background. And people didn't notice that. That was cool. So,
That was really cool.
really was dope. Yeah.
For a
5 out of
second,
5.
I got mad. I give it a 4.3 out of 5. But for a second though, when we saw the Lokis, I got mad because I know Jay and Trey. I know how y'all feel about Mike. Y'all know how I feel about Mike Coulter. When I saw a bald black man with a beard,
Here we go.
Mike Coulter. I was about
Wait, hold up. Was that Mike Coulter?
No, it wasn't. Thank God.
Oh, okay. I was like,
What? For a second, I was about to go the fuck off. Like I was about to go off. I was about
in a bad way. Do you not like Mike Coulter?
No, I do not like Mike Coulter.
I don't think he's I don't think he's a bad person or anything. I just don't think he's a brilliant actor. I think he's average.
I do not believe him in any role he is in. Like, just stop casting this man. I won't even say that because everybody got to work, everybody got to eat. He's just not my cup of tea. I just be like,
I'm with you, RJ. I'm with you though.
Like, all right, I told y'all this when I was watching Black and Blue, right? And he came on my damn screen. I was so aggravated, like why?
I think he works as Luke Cage. I don't know.
Here's the thing, Mike. But that's the thing. Like, he works for Luke Cage because,
like, yeah, man.
Because here's the thing, Mike. This is what RJ's trying to say. He's trying to say that he's corny to the point that like it's kind of disgusting because it's like, he fit in with that Luke Cage role perfectly, but in other roles, playing a pimp, having like a grill and stuff, and like having his fur coat on, and you're like, yeah, we about to get down, like,
baby.
Nobody talk like that. Nobody talk like that.
I feel privileged for not having seen this role.
God.
Here's the
definitely
thing.
Mike, Shayna.
Go ahead.
Really. You need to start being nicer to the kids then. Damn it. Save it for Luke Cage.
Trey, what were you gonna say? We're interrupting you.
I was gonna say, the thing about RJ, he don't like kids and he don't like Michael.
Put it on my tombstone.
Oh man. Yeah, he's I don't hate him, but I just corny sometimes.
Yeah, real corny. I like Luke Cage overall, but Mike Coulter just grinds my gears. I can't. I watched it, but I just was like, I don't believe him. Whenever he's trying to do like the cool, smooth, suave, tough act, I'm like, nobody else auditioned for this.
He seemed pretty cool, suave to me. I don't know. He walked into the Jessica Jones show, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah. And I was like, fast forward.
He's
good. Luke Cage is good though, especially season 2.
I did like Luke Cage season 2 for sure. Yeah.
Season 2 was good. I hated the ending of it, but I loved the season as a whole.
Yeah.
Me too.
Very flat ending, but good season overall.
I just didn't buy the whole he's like starting his own, not a gang, but he was like in charge of the underground to a degree. And I'm like,
just not believable.
Okay. I don't know. It just came out of nowhere for me. I was like, all right, then.
Oh, man.
I'll punch Mike in his face. No, I won't.
You just see a comment like, oh, really? From Mr. Mike
what if
Coulter
he blow up
himself.
and I'm like on a red carpet and I have to interview him and he's like, "Didn't you say you was gonna punch me in my face when you saw me?"
And that's when you have to immediately say, "Yes, I did. Are you ready?" You got to live up to it.
And
And
the
I'm
next
gonna hit him. He's gonna be like, "Who threw that piece of paper at me?"
And the next thing you know, I'm gonna be texting Mike and Trey. Did you see that?
Yep. You see RJ in the hospital, right? Yep.
Yep.
Like, I did. It was just as funny as I thought it would be.
Oh man. Yeah, great episode though. I love this episode.
Yeah,
It was
definitely, yeah.
it's amazing. I think it's getting better. I think Marvel's doing a better job of. It depends on who's writing the stories or not the stories, the episodes, because they bring on different people for many episodes. I think it's not really hit or miss. It's just they do something different, but they do still keep the story going forward. But this one was my favorite. So
Say, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
I feel like it worked really well here.
I agree.
I felt like they had a lot of components to this episode, and I feel like it worked very well. We got information, we got character development, we got backstory, and we got something to look forward to next episode. And I feel like that are all the marks of a great episode. WandaVision sometimes just gave us questions. It gave us no answers, and I felt like it was almost a chore sometimes to get through it because they would give you the answer at the very end, but then have another question, leave you with another question. So I feel like Loki does a very good job of giving us enough information to where the audience watching it is satisfied, but also we still want to come back next week to see what's going down. Because I typically don't watch this show until like Thursday, Friday, but now when Wednesday comes, I'm probably gonna be watching this on Wednesday because I definitely want to see what goes down. Speaking of which, next week's live, guys, we will be live not Saturday. Wait, is that's next week or?
I think it's this week, this upcoming weekend.
Okay, so we're going live Friday.
Yeah, Friday. Yes.
Friday. Okay, cool. So we will be live Friday at same time 9/9:30 because we'd be late. So we're never on time. So make sure you tune in Friday to see us go live. We will not be here Saturday. I'll repeat, we will not be here Saturday. So join us Friday night at 9. Before we get out of here, Jay, where can we find you at, man? What you got going on?
Hero Harrison Talk all across the boards, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. Got a lot of stuff gaming going on over there, and then got some more podcasts coming out, and YouTube channel coming soon.
Cool. Didn't you just also drop an episode of Red Room? Coinciding with Black Widow coming out soon, right? Isn't that available on Hero Harrison Talk?
That is available on Hero Harrison Talk right now, streaming the Red Room podcast, and then next week I'm gonna be having that Black Widow, the history of Black Widow podcast coming at you real soon.
There you go. Trey, what you got going on, man?
All right, y'all already know what I'm about to say. Twitch and TikTok at Spider-Boy Trey, and that's boy with 2 eyes instead of a Y because I had to be.
Because I had to be different.
I gotta say it. Spider.
Oh man!
Check out my stuff. TriggerTradeTees.com.
Hit up the Trigger Trade Tees, man. Trigger Trade Tees, because I'm gonna be buying one of the products soon. So show them some love.
And I got.
And last but not least,
designs. It's gonna be cool.
Yes, sir. It's lit. And last but not least, our guest Mike from Nerd Guy Productions. Where can we find you at, man? And what do you have going on?
Currently, I've been a little slow on all my work, so you can find any of my videos at Nerd Guy Productions, and that's about it. I'm not really working on Instagram or Twitch or anything else at the moment.
Okay, cool.
It's been a crazy couple months. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been crazy, man.
Cool.
Too much going on. Hey,
yeah,
y'all.
we know it's been crazy.
So many movies out too. So make sure y'all get your Black Widow tickets now and all that stuff. So much stuff coming out, man. Suicide Squad in the next month. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Let's get it, man.
Yep, put that on my tombstone. You can find me at the Avatar RAJ across all social media platforms. Make sure you follow the Silvie site. across all social media platforms. On Twitter, there's an underscore after the Silver Site, so it's at the Silver Site underscore. Make sure you follow For the Blurcher across all social media platforms. We got some good things coming soon. We have a podcast that we're going to start doing weekly, different random topics throughout the movie, television, pop culture, news, industry. We got a lot going on, trying to get a lot going on, stuff like that. Open World will be starting up probably within the next month, where we go to different comic book shops looking for collectibles, figures, and comic books. Women Can Wrestle, our women's wrestling show, we'll be on hiatus at the end of July. We will be back in August, but we have a lot of exciting things going on here at the Silver Side Network. Adding more shows soon. With that being said, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends. Most importantly, subscribe. And I think that's it. With that being said, remember, Blurred is bond.
Blurred is
Blurred is
bond.
bond. Except
Next
for Michael.
Next time. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there.
We're going to get in there next time, guys. Don't worry. Later days.
Peace.
Bye, everyone.